Hello, hello. Yo. Sorry about that. I was talking, I was like answering your question and then I guess my mic was off. Uh, so this is not terrain generation for bare metal. This is a hello. Yes, hello. It's not it's not for bare metal. It's my own project. But yeah, I'm gonna try and make something. Gonna try and make a game. Obviously that's a huge ambition being a solo dev and all. But yeah, we'll see. I'll give it my best shot. We'll see where it goes. If I don't make a game, that's okay. If I make a game, that's also okay. Uh, but yeah, I'm just chilling and just having some fun here. This is collision or to be detailed terrain. Uh, so I'm just like blocking out kind of like the just like roughing out the terrain because people are about like this big. And if we go right now, I just had like I turned some grass into people, so then that's kind of like the scaling. Um, but yeah, so this is actually kind of a pretty big landmass. It's like MMO size. Uh, so yeah, let me go. I'll show you how deep the water gets as well. It's pretty spooky down there. So let's go take a dive. So there's gonna be water and swimming and stuff in the game as well. And obviously there's gonna be dangerous stuff in here. Uh, more dangerous than like fish or whatever. Stealth mechanics, all the good stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Like while I'm doing this, I'm thinking of like all of the interesting places that can be detailed and the lore surrounding why this map is one big box, even though it has like naturalistic terrain. Um, like I feel like one of the hurdles of making a game is explaining to the player why they are playing on a square map and they can't get outside of the map. So like a lot of games do this by like I mean, so like what's a popular game? I don't know, like Warframe or something. So Warframe, uh, you're like either in a ship or you're fighting in tunnels and stuff. Or I mean, you're also in like an open world, but like the open world has like electromagnetic fields that you can't pass through, which is understandable but kind of lame. So in my head canon, this big sand pit here is actually not exactly what it seems to be. Just make an island surrounded by water, but everyone does that. Everyone makes an island surrounded by water. I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do something a lot different. I'm tired. Like as a player myself, I'm tired of the island surrounded by water trip. It's been done to death already. We got to play something different, all right? I mean, it works well. Like if you think about it, that's basically what Earth is, right? Earth is just a bunch of really big islands and really small islands, just like all jumbled together. So it's very natural to like make a game uh, where islands play a key role in explaining why the player is stuck in the game world. I want this game to be fun for the players who like who want to like explore beyond the bounds. I want to give them like a plausible explanation as to why they're not allowed to get to go outside of the playable area. Okay, so well you're kind of getting there. It will be kind of like there isn't a thing in place now, but there's gonna be, you see this level here, there's gonna be like a artificial roof to this entire area. It's gonna be boxed in. So it's gonna be like, I guess if this ever launches, it'll be like the first MMO that doesn't have a sky. Or rather, you can't see the sky. You're just like in a box full of dirt, water, and grass. And crazy other players. The question up above. Oh, right. Is this, do you mean this is terrain generation for bare metal? No, it's not. No. Or which one? Wait, what? Let's make the, oh. Or do you mean like the huge primordial hill thing? I don't know. Well, oh, will SG map be anything this grand? Is that the one? Ah, I don't know. Like, SG is, so obviously it's going to be like an island surrounded by water. That's how much we know. But I mean, it's like Maddock's project, right? Maddock and the gang's project. I've kind of like, I've kind of split a bit and gone off and done, and I'm doing like my own thing now. But I would expect it to be like a fairly sizable island, right? I don't know like the specifics. I actually don't think there are specifics set in stone at this stage either. Really, SG is still just like an idea floating out there. So yeah, I basically know what you guys know, and that it's going to be like a big, fairly biggish island. There's a map of SG floating around somewhere. I've seen it a few times in like Insider and stuff. It's like a work in progress map. I really should add like the cap to this thing. Let's go switch over to Modo and then just like make a really, or maybe, you know, can we add like just like a we don't want a cone. I guess I just have to make my own. All right. Let's go to Modo. Switch you guys over. We don't need to have that one. Let's go get create. And we'll make like a quick loop slice here. Snap to grid. Something like that. And then, let's go make a loop slice here. I feel like Moto, yeah, there we go. Like Moto changed up its controls or something. Well, let's do that. Move this guy up. Something like that would work. And then, I don't know, it doesn't have to be exact. We can worry about the exactness later. And then we'll flip this. And there's our roof. Let's go export. Pyramid roof. Check out. Oh yeah, I saw the mural. Yeah, it's really cool. If I had the money, I'd like commission it. I'd like buy a copy. Wait, where did I export it to? Where in my files? Alright, we're done with Moto. Let's go switch this over to Unreal again. Where in our files? Okay, here it is. Let's go to terrain. Let's go stick this in here. Put that there. So now it's in here. Let's go change the position. Let's go change the scale to like 1000 or something ridiculous. Probably 1000 is not even big enough. Yeah, it's not. Okay, we need to maybe like 4, 5. Let's go try 3000. I think 3000 is still too small as well. We need to move this down. Where'd it go? It's invisible. There it is. The camera's not fast enough anymore because this landmass is so big. Why? Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me go re-import this. I gotta change the locator. Locator is like in a wonky space. I was gonna do that. Okay. Um, where is 0? Let's go move this. Wait, where do we want our locator to be? Oh well, I guess the locator is kind of like doesn't really matter, but I don't want it to be so high. So let's go snap that to like origin. Okay, that's better. Although, yeah, that might be good too. Okay. Let's go re-import this. There we go. Now the locator is in a more reasonable spot. Oh, I'm so slow, jeez. Well, it's not that like the camera's slow, it's just that, yeah, everything's so big. Go hide that so I can actually see it more. Let's go increase this to like 5,000. Okay, maybe 4,500? How about 4 to 50? How about 4 to 100? Okay, 4,200 it is. Let's go move it up. So, yeah, there we go. There we go. Now we have our encasing. Now we gotta get like the lighting. Get like so these pillars you see around the place. I did these on purpose so that there's like cylinders that reach into the ceiling. The main, are you a freelance dev or as a profession? Right now I'm unemployed. Right now I'm just hoping for like cryptocurrency to go back up so that I'm making more than $50 an hour off my my investments. Exalted, hey, is this work for Exanima or a different project? This is a different project. This is my own project that I'm working solo. But yeah, let's go get those pillars in. I think we can just like add cylinders from here, right? Yeah. Let's go do like cylinder. There we go. Okay, that's way too small. Let's go do scale. What was it, 2,000? Okay, maybe that's a bit too big. Yeah, that's a bit too big for the pillars. Let's go do like 400 or something. It's still a bit too big. How about like 300? 250. How big is this in relation to the player? Like how wide? Let's go do this one because it's a bit smaller. Okay, so let's go do like half that. So let's go do like 100. 100 is probably good. And then 100, 100. And then let's go try like walking around this for size. Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, let's go start from here. Hopefully you don't like teleport through the floor. Why am I doing that? Why am I teleporting? I thought I'm supposed to like starting from camera position. Is it because I'm like starting on terrain that's at like the world max? That might be the case. Okay, that's not right. If this doesn't work, then okay, I'm gonna. Where's like project settings, right? Way to like change it to. Maybe I can just like right click, play from here. Hmm. Why parting from BM though? Well, I actually, I actually kind of left bare metal like more than 2 years ago. I went to work for Grinding Gear Games for a while, and then yeah, there's like some this. You guys are gonna see some armor uh in the upcoming uh game that I made. Well, that I worked on. And there's like there's some MTX in the shop right now that I made. Ah, jeez, I really gotta. Hold on, let me go figure out this problem first. I really want to figure this out. Um, edit. Is it in gameplay? Selected viewport, current camera location. Yeah, it should be working. I don't know why I keep starting underground. Oh, I know why. It's because this thing has physics. I gotta turn off physics off of the roof because the roof is massive and the physics are like pushing me out of the terrain. Okay. Let's go turn physics off. Uh, turn off gravity. Turn off impulse. Replicate. Where is collision? Can characters step up on? No, we don't want that. Collision presets. No collision. Okay, that's why we were getting pushed out of the terrain every time we press play. There we go. Okay, so this is a 100 radius pillar, and I think this is pretty good. Wonder if it should be this thick. The thing is, if I have a really thick pillar, it looks cool, but then there's less land to play on. But then again, there is already a lot of land to play on. This is probably bigger than World of Warcraft, like landmass size. Oh, yeah, I do. So I do post the devlog. I still hang out with the bare metal gang because they're fun to hang out with. But yeah, sadly, I kind of wanted to move on. Like they're a really cool team to work with, and the project is insanely cool. But I also want to make more than $15 an hour. So how many pillars do I want here? Obviously, I want them like semi-random, but then I also want them in a way that they kind of explain certain aspects of the lore. And then we need like a stone or an iron texture for all of this stuff. And the pillars should also vary in diameter. So some can be like thicker, others can be thinner. Some can be made of like 2 pillars, I don't know. I think what we really need right now is like some sort of metal texture. Can you answer this? Will there be multiple enemy additions for Exanima or for this game? Exanima. Yeah, I can't answer that one. But yeah, there's definitely more on the way, and there are some things that you haven't seen that I made that are also on the way. Or at least like Madoc has it in his back pocket. Let's go drag and drop a few more of these pillars in. I want to do sort of like that Dark Souls thing where like even the placements of the pillars, like I want like some YouTuber to be like, oh yeah, and you can like predict it from like years ago from his YouTube vid where he covered this, and like yeah, like the position of the pillars and like the angle of the sun will lead you to like the secret dungeon. Uh, but yeah, no, I'm just like I'm mostly just like placing them randomly here at this point. I might change it around. All right, have there been cut off models that you've made? What do you mean by cut off? Like discarded? Like I made it and then Matic was like, "Fuck this shit. Looks horrible. Looks horrible, Zeth." And then he doesn't put in the game. Oh, uh, yes, yes, there has been. Not like a lot, but there has been 1 or 2 or 3. Yeah. All right, we really need to get the metallic or like the stone pillar texture going. I'm just having too much fun putting these pillars in. Like whenever I put in a pillar, I see another area that needs a pillar. I should probably turn these into mesh instances instead of just like duplicating them. But yeah, too late for that. Have I made models for SG? So I thought like I'm pretty sure the plan is to just like import models from Exanima to SG. So you can say that I have made stuff for for SG, but you're already seeing it in Exanima. That said, there's probably gonna be a lot of new models and stuff to make for SG. Okay, can I just like slap that there? Whoa. Okay. I don't know if that is very good. Let's go undo that. Whoa. So weird. Let's go try to make some kind of like sci-fi material. I don't know. So material, mat, ancient stone. Will I be back on the developing team? Well, technically, I've like never left. Uh, but yeah, I'm taking a break just to like make my own stuff. What if we do like, let's go do, I just want to like kind of goof off a bit here. Let's go change like metallic to like 100. So this is gonna be like a super shiny, then we'll do like a vector parameter. And we'll change this color to, like a, I wonder if we can do like gold. If I do gold, then I'll be like ripping off of Destiny 2 with the Vex. But let's just do that anyway. I mean, if like Blizzard copies all their cool ideas, then like so can I. So there we go. We have like some sort of like dual metallic gold. And then, yeah, that's fine for now. Just gonna slap that on. We need like we should have made like a blueprint. It's like better ways to go about doing this, but I'm just like blocking stuff out for now. See if this is a good idea or not. How much time did it take you to create monsters? I don't use Blender, I use ZBrush. And like how much time perfecting the craft? Okay, so I'm still perfecting the craft. I've never stopped perfecting the craft. And how much time to make like a monster? At my skill level is probably around a couple days to a week. So we'll just say like 5 days, depending on like how complex. Like 5 days is like a pretty complex character actually, or monster. Let's go change specularity. I think that's it, right? What happens when we change that to 100? Let's go change that roughness to 100. No, wait, we want roughness to be 0. This is gonna make parameters for everything. Oh. There we go. Now it's metallic. Yeah, just good. I reduce the roughness to 0. Holy cow! Look at that. That's crazy. That looks horrible. Whoop. And there's no collision, so I just pop right through it. Let's go reduce the rough, or increase the roughness by a little bit. Just so it's not crazy shiny. It is, still is. Hmm. For now, let's go just change this to, let's not have this like brassy. for now. Just do, like some sort of like Egyptian brown limestone would be pretty cool, actually. I was thinking like some sort of like stone gray, like gray stone or something, but like that could be cool too. We gotta change the lighting. Lighting's pissing me off. Let's go change the. Let's go change the lighting. I really should put the lighting in a folder. I have a few of these in here. Gotta stay organized. Oh wait, that shouldn't be in there. Okay, good. Where is intensity? Let's go change this down to 3, 1, 2. Okay. Well, that's better. I mean, obviously we're gonna have different lighting. It's not gonna be like popping in through the roof, but at least it's not so glaringly bright. That's a long way to fall. Isn't Blender superior? No. Blender is not superior to ZBrush. Did I affect Maddox's vision with a suggestion of mine or something? So I mean, we always have like meetings and stuff. Like the team always has like their own input. So yeah, I probably like influenced a few things here and there. It's not like I'm like, oh yeah, I should totally do this, Maddox. Should totally add boob slider to the ogres. Nah, it's nothing like that. Of course, I would never do that. But you know how it is. Like you're in a meeting, you're all kind of like joking around, talking shit about Diablo Immortal. You're like, hey, how about if we add in a cash shop? And they were like, yeah. What? What is his last name? Hi, my Maddox's last name is Evans. I find it funny how sometimes people call Maddox Mr. Maddox. I'm like, I don't think his last name's Maddox as well. So the light. What if the light came from these pillars? So they have like these massive torches in the darkness. That would be pretty sick. I gotta have more water here. Water is dangerous, and this area should be like rife with danger. There should be so much danger in here. Like, I want to make this map so that like Dark Souls veterans will feel scared to play in it. It's gonna be like so much scary shit in here. Yeah, his last name is Evans. Maddock has a really cool name. Like Maddock's already a cool name, and then he has like Evans. Like he's like super. Like Maddock is like a. I always think of like Maverick whenever I hear Maddock, and then like Evans is like this super, like gentrified gentleman's name. Like, oh yes, I'm Evans. You know. So yeah. Uh, I wonder what happens if I like turn this game into like a horror game. What if I like so many possibilities. Have like horror elements in a action MMO. That would be sick. Uh Aggie? Yes, Agnes works on terrain stuff. She does like a lot of the she does like terrain stuff and also well actually I think Maddock actually does like terrain stuff. Uh, um, Agnes works on like environment assets. So like fence posts and like chairs and like cabinets, that sort of thing. And like like all the metal trim and like stuff like that in the brassy level 4. I think she did this as well. She's working on some of the new arenas. She's doing some work on that, I believe. So I have no idea what I'm making right now. I'm just flying around the world, as you can see, just like looking at it from like a player's perspective. Obviously, player's gonna be like down here, but looking at it from like a third person's player's perspective, and like, whoa, okay, that's a bit scary. Yeah, let's go reduce the brush size. Get some more detail in here. And I can like go over all of these lumpy bits with erosion and stuff. Maybe I can even take the whole thing and then throw it into World Machine. That's probably the best idea, honestly. Then I can actually get some more accurate details instead of like these circles everywhere on the ground. This is also a pretty good way of doing things too. Maybe a bit slower. I should change the blending. Let's go see if I can change the blending on the. Actually, I have to think about it some more. I'm trying to think whether or not I should change the blending on the sand. You see where it goes from light sand? There's like two gradients here, light and dark. The dark part of the sand is supposed to be underwater. It's not supposed to be above water. At the same time, you know, like water, if there's a tide, water goes onto shore and then makes the sand wet. So I guess that can be an explanation, but I'm gonna go make the like everything right now is still placeholder and work in progress, so whatever. I'll get to it when I get to it. Oh, it's hanging. What did I do wrong? I actually don't need that. Now you guys can see a bit more. And I can also see a bit more of what I'm sculpting. Much more interactive sculpting experience. Alright, catch you later at the main. Have a good one. Yeah, sure. Man, this is gonna take forever. I wonder if I should just like throw this through World Machine right now as it is. So this is also pretty fun, but it's also taking a long time. Yeah. I really wish I can just use like ZBrush alphas and just like drag and drop them in here. Get some ZBrush sculpting tools in here. There needs to be more landscape elevation variation. Let's go get a bigger brush. What if we do like, oh, alpha brush. Orients a brush image with a brush stroke. Okay, let's go try that. As alpha brush, pattern brush. Holy shit. Okay. Work with entire landscape. Let's go do alpha brush. Pattern brush. How's the mask image across the landscape? Uh, let's go import some like ZBrush, ZBrush alphas in here. Let's see if it. Actually, wait. Is white yes and black no? Yeah. Okay. So white is plus, black is negative or 0. Man, Unreal really does not like undo for landscapes of this size. Let's go save everything. Wait, were you guys just looking at Moto this entire time? Oh my god. You guys gotta like speak up when I'm just like talking about something else. But yeah, it's just like doing a bunch of sculpting in here earlier. Okay, let's go to ZBrush. Let's go grab a brush from ZBrush. Let's see what brush. Let's go to JRO Bricks. Export this as JRO Brush Alpha. Let's go export as PSD, I guess. Does this support PSD format? Does Unreal Engine support it? It probably does. We'll see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Holy cow. Are we actually getting ZBrush alphas in here? Oh my god. That work? Oh. Wait, how come that didn't stick? How come I can't change the texture? Alpha. Can we do that? What? Let's go save it as something else. We'll open it in Photoshop and save the alpha as like PNG. All right, there we go. Come on, it's not working. (64 by 64). Does it have to be 64 by 64 texture? What is this? Landscape Sculpt Alpha. I'm gonna go look it up. I must save my alpha as a 8-bit before importing to UE4. Has to be RGBA or RGB or an 8-bit. Okay, so let's go save that. Save this as 8-bit. Right now it is PNG 8. All right. Let's go re-import this. And it doesn't work. Okay, let's go re-import it manually, because sometimes the re-import just doesn't work. Nope. Is this RGBA or is this grayscale? Okay, so this is grayscale. Let's go change this to RGBA. Or just RGB. RGB and then mode 8 bits. Okay, let's go save this again. We can probably change the width and height as well to, let's go do 1K texture, so 124 instead of 250, 248. Man, that's really weird. Okay, let's go save this as a JPEG. Let's not use JPEG high. Let's go do JPEG. Also change the file name. Wow, it still doesn't work. Whoa. Okay, so use red channel. Still doesn't work. Alpha. Maybe I'll look at another post. So weird how this isn't working. Okay, well, let's just go grab one of these. I don't know. Just like something that isn't a perfect circle. Let's go grab the iOS texture. Okay, maybe that was a very good idea. uh, oh, this is on pattern. Ah, wait. Maybe we can go to Alpha Brush. Nope, that doesn't work. Can we do that? Sort of works. Hmm. It's like a very interesting rough shape. I think those are just the corners from the low res blurred noise. No, let's not do that. You know, if I set the brush tool strength to like 0.05, let's go do 0.01. Mm. Okay, that's a little bit better. Just turn off clay brush and then tool strength 0.1. There we go. That's not bad. We can use that. Hell of a lot better than doing all of that manual nonsense. Wow, look at that. Really letting the texture shine a bit more. Question is, can I walk on this? It's quite bumpy. Okay, it's still walkable. It could be a tiny bit less bumpy, but I can probably like smooth out the more civilized areas of the underground metropolis. Yeah, much better. Looks good. See what a massive difference alphas are, even though, what is this? It's just like random shit. I wish I could just make the brush size a bit bigger though. Hold on, I got messages. Man, this brush is such a joy to use, even though it's just like some random alpha, like preset alpha that comes with Unreal Engine, because I couldn't get my own alpha to work. Like, just working with alphas is just so much nicer. There still are some like kind of weird smooth bits. Yeah, I don't really like those. I really should have started with alphas instead of starting with the base brush, but whatever. It's all good. This gray, sort of like clay-like uh, river bottom color is actually kind of growing on me. I actually like this for this underground uh, setting of mine. Let's just take a stroll through this terrain. It looks really bumpy. I might have to do like some smoothing passes. Yeah, it's a little bit too bumpy, unfortunately. I might have to adjust the alpha by a bit. Let's reduce the tool strength 0.05. That should smoothen things out. I really can't get a bigger brush, huh? I guess a bigger brush would take too much resources. Be a massive resource hog and be super laggy because of all of the terrain that I'm editing. I'll just have to go at this bit by bit. Take a little while, but it'll be worth it. Maybe I should increase the strength. Maybe use clay brush or something. Ooh, that's not good. That's gonna create like a whole bunch of little holes that players will get trapped in. Yeah, let's not use clay brush. Just gotta have some patience. God damn. Like all of that work, and I still have like so much left to do. I might, yeah, I think I'll use the smooth brush in some of the steeper areas. I have to. Just a bit too steep some of these places. Actually, let's not use the smooth brush at all. Because the smooth brush doesn't add any detail in. See, Unreal Engine does not like the smooth, the undo button at all. You know, it might be faster to just sculpt the detail back in. What is it? Like 0.1, right? Yeah. 0.1. Was it 0.5? Can't remember. I think it's there's this tip for concept art where you don't erase anything. You just keep drawing. I'll try to apply that same philosophy here. Let's hide all of this again, just so we can get a bigger image. Dang, this is really bumpy. Definitely gonna have to go do like a noise reduction pass. I mean, it looks great from up here, but like if you play on it, it's gonna suck. Definitely a lot of areas where we have to go back and improve, like especially around the pillars and the really elevated places. They kind of look like stacked pancakes. I don't really want that look. I know I can like solve it with some material work, but I do want some supporting geometry as well. we just bump it up a lot and then we'll be like, screw if it's doesn't matter if it's like a smooth or not. We'll just like do that. And then we'll smooth it out later. I don't know if that's actually a good idea. Wow, that looks crazy. Okay, that's a bit heavy-handed. Although, if I run the smooth brush over it, it's actually not so bad. So I could just do sculpt and then smooth. Let's go take this to 1. This is a good way to like obliterate those very uniform edges. And then we can use like the smooth brush and then pass over it so it's not unwalkable. It's really not that bad actually. We'll do that. We're gonna do that first and then we'll go over with a finer finer alpha and then we can like do better. It's a bit bumpy though. Let's go do Yeah, Rusty. How did I skip the silent part? Can't. There's no skipping the silent part. I'm working on the game, the one with the skeleton. Yeah. Right now, I'm just eroding, just like messing around with the terrain creation right now. This is super rough. So my idea is I'm gonna come back and then do a pass over all of this and then make it less rough. P.S. As cool as this looks now, it's a bit nightmarish to play on. Like players will be getting stuck in all sorts of little holes. Oh shit, it's still ZBrush? The fuck? Alright, do you see Unreal Engine now? I swear, man. It's like the most annoying thing ever. I should do like share screen grab, but then, like, what if I'm watching porn or something? You know? That'd be like horrible. Yep. So you see like all these round bits. I'm gonna do that and then I'll do like do a smoothing pass and then get some more interesting shapes out of that. Because right now everything's like very blocky. I blocked everything out. I took away the default character. I sure did. Default characters for plebs. This is probably like not a very efficient way to go about this, but I do want to have this landscape like handcrafted. I don't want to run it through a terrain generator and then like just like work with it with nodes and stuff. But like world machine would be so much faster and easier to use than this. But it doesn't really allow, at least to my knowledge, it doesn't really allow for a whole lot of crazy customization like this. I got messages again. How allergic am I to kittens? Very allergic. should like smooth this out just to see what it looks like. Let's go do 0.5 tool strength. Yeah, there we go. So that's actually pretty good. I do like that it's a bit noisy, but like not unwalkable noisy. And then we'll go over with a finer noise brush. And we'll still have those nice noisy details, but you'll be able to walk over them without issue. Can I not apply some noise texture? I mean, I can, yeah. But I'm doing it the stupid way. I'm doing it the not smart and very slow, inefficient way. We gotta watch out for these. Imagine like, so imagine you're like a player, right? And you're like, oh no, oh god, I'm running away from, oh no, now I'm stuck in here, help, help. I need a GM to get me out. Oh god. And then there isn't this convenient pathway to get out. You're just like stuck in there forever. Yeah, the pillars are placeholder for pillars, which will hold up this pyramid-like roof, which is a placeholder for a pyramid roof. Um, yeah, I could see like some resemblance to this as like a game board, but it's not gonna look like a game board once I'm finished. But yeah, this world is not naturally created. This is like an artificially created world. How big are these little nodules? Okay, so they're actually pretty big, which is good. I can flatten like the tops and like put houses or something on top of them. Is the skeleton you made the main character? Oh, that was a long time ago. That was like my other game idea. Now we're just doing humans this time. We're not doing skeletons. So you have like basic human male, human female base meshes, etc. You like have like armor, have prosthetics, cool shit. Man, I kind of fucked myself by making these massive blobs in the middle of the map, but oh well, whatever. We just gotta chip away at the foundations. I should turn off the water layer just so I can see what it's like underwater too, because I have to sculpt the underwater area. I have to sculpt the water terrain. There's gonna be stuff underwater as well that the player can explore. Let's just look around for any like super straight cliff sides and just obliterate them with our obliteration laser beam. Our Hamakama laser. So open world Witcher style. I mean, no world is ever actually open. As you can see, this is like it's like an enclosed box. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of space for the player to roam around. That's for sure. That's for sure. Yeah, I would say Minecraft is an open world. If anything is open world, Minecraft would be an open world game. No, it is not. So that means I've definitely got a one up on Minecraft because I'm handcrafting this by hand, and it is very tedious, but pretty fun. Not gonna lie, I'm having more fun doing this than actually playing a video game. Like, this is like Minecraft for people approaching their 30s. Any plans on using nanite? I've heard of nanite. I have no idea what it is. I have to look into it. Um, yeah. The thing with Unreal Engine is that they push out tech faster than we can actually use it. So there we go. It's so dark in there. I should turn on lit. Oh, now I can't see what the details are though. Man. Let's go do lit. Nanite is like that it's like a polygonal streaming, right? For like long distance relationships. I mean meshes. Yo, welcome back to the main. Yeah, Unreal Engine like came out with this new tech called Nanite. I heard they've really boosted their open world editing capabilities, but like from the video that I saw, I think it mostly has to do with working in teams, which is great, but it doesn't really help my situation because I'm working solo. But that might not be the case. Like, if my game actually takes off and I like make money off of this, I can hire people. And that would be kind of cool. And also very stressful. Yo, Maddock! What's up? Yes, it's Ice Cream World. Ice Cream World is turning into Pancake World. Because I didn't account for how big this landmass is gonna be. Check it out. It's like a MMO now. I put in a bunch of these. So these little dudes here, they're actually grass. But I put them into the grass node just so it works. They work really well as uh like you can tell how big the terrain is just by like looking at these dudes. But anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm breaking up the mesh because if you see over here, I took a massive brush and I just like kind of yeah, I just did that. And then I need to break it all up so it's not as even. And then I'll use the smooth brush because if you walked on this, your character would die, like, and your eyeballs would die too. So then you can like, I'll just like smooth that over, and then like this is so much nicer to walk on. Obviously, it's still pretty hilly, but I can change that later. As opposed to like walking on this. I don't even know if I can walk on this. I'll probably get stuck in a hole somewhere. Yeah, I just get stuck. This would be really bad. What? No fall damage? Not yet, but there will be. Like if you fall from your ship, that would suck. Okay, so I will talk a little bit about my game, without trying to get hopes up too much about what it's gonna be. Basically, so this is gonna be like um, so this whole map, it's actually like a Noah's Ark, right? This thing is floating through space, and this is just like one. This is probably like maybe like the largest like life pod or whatever. But it's like constructed by ancient aliens, and obviously as the player you don't know this. So spoilers. uh, You put the whole map inside one of those ice cream counter bins. Oh no. I'll have an ice cream reference somewhere in the game. For sure. Oh, and there's also water. I don't know if you've seen the water yet, Madoc, but there's like there's water. So all of that's water, and then you can like take a dive. And there's gonna be really big, scary monsters in here. Think like Subnautica. Think like a Subnautica mixed with Dark Souls. So it's gonna be really spooky down here. Uh, Oh man, I had the best gelato in Florence. So good. That's some good gelato. I think I need to just like get rid of these mountains. They're just way too big, and then I need to I'll get rid of them and then I'll resculpt them a bit farther out or something. I don't know. Let's go turn off the alpha. Can we just clear this? Whoa, what? Wait, I can use my alpha now? Why? I got fixed somehow. Oh, is it because clay brush is turned off? I think that's why. Nice. It's very jagged though. I need to run my alphas through like a noise reducer filter in Photoshop. Where is none? How come I can't just clear this? Can I turn off texture somewhere? Ah, okay. It's standard, alright. Yeah, so these mountains are a little bit too crazy. They're gonna take forever to reduce and refine. So I'll do something like that there. Get rid of this. I kind of want like houses hanging off the cliff sides. So I do want to keep some areas kind of flat. Because there's gonna be like towns. There's gonna be like a small town just like right here. With like houses and shit along the cliff. It's only a height map, right? No overhangs? Yeah, right. There's no overhangs yet. If I want overhangs, what I can do is I can just get like a boulder from here. Where is it? Rock test. There we go. So say if I want like an overhang, I don't know, like right here or something. Just like drag that mesh out there. It's tiny, so we need to increase the size by, let's go do like 100. Wait, it's just 1,000. Let's go do like 10,000. Can we do 10,000 on the X? Yeah. Go do 10,000 on the Y. So this could be like an overhang, right? Just like a static mesh, and then I can just drag the material on there and because I'm using world space materials, it looks like basically part of the mesh, part of the height map, but it's actually not. It's separate mesh that changes colors when I move it around. And then if I like rotate it, it still keeps the orientation and stuff, the texture. I haven't figured out how to make grass grow on it yet, though. I'll have to figure that out. Uh, yeah, it's a one-man project. I don't have anyone to transfer this to. Let me tell you, it's like super nice. It's like super nice working in a team, like both at uh, Bare Metal and also Grinding Gear. Like you just make the cool stuff and you just hand it off to someone else, and they do all the tedious stuff. They do all of the UV mapping, the texturing, all that all that really boring stuff. Man, I was spoiled. uh, yeah, I am using noise textures like over there. Obviously, like you can, if you wanted to, you can just import like a height map, and like it'd be like a one-click solution. But I want to really handcraft this world. I feel like that's sort of like what's missing in a lot of games these days. Like people just use World Machine or whatever, and they don't actually. Uh, well, I mean, maybe that's why like Elden Ring was so popular, right? You can tell like the world was like really handcrafted, even though like some parts of it were kind of weird and wonky. But there's a there's like a lot of consideration put into the environment. Destiny 2 is another game that puts like a ton of resources into their environment design. For some reason in that game, you automatically know exactly where to go at all times. It's they definitely have some really good level artists that utilize like light and human psychology to like tell you where to go without like pointing an arrow in a certain direction. Let's see, is there any other areas that have like, okay, yeah, I guess, hmm. I think I might have to do something with the cliff sides. Yeah, I might have to like put in rocks and stuff manually. Uh, but I want to do that as little as possible because manual stuff takes a long time. And then just one dude making this. Whoa. ZBrush is hanging. There we go. Oh, not ZBrush or Unreal Engine. Might just have to reduce the height of these mountains a bit. Which I guess is fine. They're already really tall. If I reduce the height of these, that means there's more playable space anyway. Why is it hanging so much? Is it because of all the crooked geometry? Might be. I have a super beefy computer though. Like I really have to thank my bro for that. I have like one of the top of the line CPUs and like GPUs. So this is going pretty fast. I'm sure if I did this on my laptop, it would explode. Also, those pillars, are they supposed to be trees? Uh, no, they're supposed to be pillars because they're holding up the roof here. And there's gonna be like shit on the roof too. There's gonna be like, I don't know, like vines, mushroom growths. There can be like lizards hanging from the underside. And then obviously like your airship or whatever is gonna be flying through here. So there's gonna be stuff in between the ground and the ceiling. It's gonna be like dogfights and stuff. I'm gonna save this. It's been hanging a bit. You know what? I think I'll just talk about my game more. Like I think the only reason why people like game devs don't really talk about their games as much, uh, or like the reason why game developers don't talk about their games very much while they're in development and don't often stream them like this unless you're like a solo dev. Uh, like hardly ever. I think like never if you're like a AAA large studio company or whatever. Um, like when a developer talks about their game, it generates a shit ton of hype. Um, like as a player, I've experienced this myself. Like I've seen like developer talks before, and they're like, oh man, my favorite game's gonna get all this stuff. That's crazy." And then it doesn't stop from there. Like once you turn off the stream or wherever your mind begins to wander about, oh, if they're doing this, then they could also be doing XYZ. So like the expectations continue building even though the developer has stopped talking about their game. And if it's like a very popular game or like very well anticipated game, then you get like YouTubers that continue the hype train. Uh, and obviously that's like how Hello Games kind of uh, got stomped on for a good 2 years until they started turning things around. So no one wants that. Hi Kolik, how's it going? But luckily, I'm nowhere near that level of hype yet. So I'm just gonna talk about my game freely. Uh, so go ahead and ask away. there's any questions. Or don't. I mean, maybe my game is really boring and no one wants to ask any questions about my game. That's okay too. I really need to, what I need to do, right? Since there's gonna be essentially like flying mounts in this game, I need to make like a placeholder flying uh, flymobile that I can just like hop on with the character and then just take it around the place, just so I can get like a player's perspective of how it is to fly around. Oh yeah. Yeah, and also another thing is like obviously spoilers, right? Uh, like if you're, I would say like most, like most RPGs and like role-playing games. So like role-playing games have stories in them, and if you just like tell everyone about like the main plot of the story, what's gonna happen? Like, well, why do they need to buy the game anymore? But yeah, it does ruin it for some people when like story stuff is revealed too early. Yeah, if you don't satisfy them, you look bad. That's exactly on point. By the way, Maddock, where are those t-shirts, those bare metal hoodies and stuff that we were promised? How come I didn't get one? Yeah, fun times all around. And then Asmongold gets content. That's what happens. That's what happens when you don't satisfy. Uh, that's what happens when you don't meet your uh, when your promises aren't met. Asmongold gets content. Ah, cool. Oh yeah, another thing, like the memory of players never dies. Like Rusty's asking about the Kickstarter rewards. They're like 7 years old. I think they did that one though, right? I think Maddock uh did the dinner with some, I forget. I remember reading it somewhere or like hearing about it. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. For me, I think I don't know, for me it's easier for me to just like ignore people. I'm actually kind of like an asshole. I'm a bit of an asshole actually. Like if someone like, "Oh, how about this?" Or like, "How about that?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool, but I'm doing it this way." So fuck you. Uh, but no, if like the idea is actually pretty good, I might take him up on the offer for sure. But also like, yeah, it depends on like how much it increases the scope of things. Like already, you can tell like I've been scrubbing away on this half of the map for like the past 2 hours. I'm not even done yet. So that's already like a huge amount of work to do. And like not only that, like after I get the base terrain mesh done, I'm gonna have to put in like every boulder and every rock and every tree. So that's gonna take even longer than this. But I kind of like this. Like, I come from a high poly sculpting background. This is what I do all the time. And now the game is more established. It's off of, yeah. I can imagine rough times for sure. I still don't know what London boy means. I got called London boy. I thought like London's kind of like a really cool and hip city, right? I don't understand. I am automating some processes better than doing everything completely manually. Yes, very true, very true. But eventually, I'm going to have to touch every single part of this map eventually because I don't want it to just be like a big empty space. I want it so like if you go around like a corner, you'll see something interesting, or like if you go to like this tiny pool here, oh look, there might be like a ring down there. I wonder what the ring is for, you know? Like what if someone lost their ring and then you have to go look for the person to go return the ring? And that's just like one tiny puddle, like right there. You see that puddle there? That's just like one tiny puddle in this massive zone. So, but like that's like the level of detail that I want for uh, for this map. So eventually, I'm going to have to touch up areas manually anyway, just for like pathing purposes, or like if I want to make an area look nicer, I'll have to go in with a brush and just like carve areas out and place trees in a certain way. So yeah, I could like put in like a height map for all of this, and it might actually improve things a bit. Why is my computer hanging so much? Um, I think like the details of the height map will be lost over time once I put everything in. Yeah, different ice cream flavors. Exactly. Let's see. Can I use this texture? Oh, okay. And then go to like point to tool strength. Yeah, it's still very bumpy. It looks nice from here, but if you zoom in, it's like super noisy. So this alpha isn't very usable. Let's go choose there's like a kettle and teapots one that is actually pretty good. There we go. Oh, what's this? So this is like a sharper version. I can try using this one. What does this look like? Oh, that's not good. Let's go use this one. New H-plane lighting map. We'll use a lighting map for our alpha. Alright, any other big blocky areas that I need to break down? Here's a place. Here's a bit here. turn off the water layer. The water layer. We don't want water in our ice cream. Like, if I keep at it, eventually I'll get there. Like, this is a finite process, right? Eventually, all things will pass. Or the quote is, "This too shall pass." This almost looks like trees. It's like I'm brushing on trees here, which I will do eventually. There's a brush for trees. How's my wife? That question never gets old. Uh, my wife is doing very fine. She's uh she's staying at her friend's house. We're actually gonna move into a new place, so she's staying there for the night uh to check out how things are. The house is huge. How's your husband? I am doing very good. Bit stressed about crypto, uh, but other than that, I'm doing pretty good. I can't understand why some engines can't handle caves. I can't understand either. What engines are these? These must be like uh, really sketchy, uh, like off-brand engines. Oh, all right, yeah. Okay, so I was thinking like cave, like static mesh sort of cave, where you just have like a tunnel and you like shape it into a cave. But yeah, yeah, some engines can't, yeah. Unless you have, unless you can like put a deformer on your height map, which at that point you might as well just like sculpt you might as well just model the cave by hand. You might as well just like model a simple cave tunnel and then apply like some sort of mesh deformer to that if you're gonna uh, do the height map route. Yeah, like a height map. If you zoom straight up, then like it turns into like a texture map, essentially. Uh, turns into an alpha. And if it's a cave, then you can't actually you can't really project the roof of the cave. Although I suppose you could just like duplicate the height map and then apply it to the cave ceiling. But then, yeah, there's a lot of other variables into making a cave. I kind of was thinking this should all be underground. This would be like a lost underground city. But yeah, I came to the realization that Unreal Engine doesn't really do massive underground areas. And that's, I guess, why we haven't really seen that in a lot of games. We haven't seen massive underground areas. Have any of you guys read like the Drizzt Do'Urden books? Basically, they go to this place called the Underdark, and the Underdark is kind of one of the inspirations for this area. So I'm gonna replace the grass instead of this green lush grass. We're gonna have like something else. We might have like uh, dead, dried up grass, or we might have like skulls and bones and stuff. Yeah, Underdark is definitely it is D&D realm. It is firmly in the lore of Faerun. Neverwinter Nights actually went to the Underdark in Tides of Undrentide, I think, or like Hordes of Undrentide. You as the player were able to go there, so I played that. That was pretty fun, but not nearly as epic as I thought it would be. So if you guys want like a fantasy book to read, uh, I would recommend Drizzt Do'Urden. The book where he goes, or I think it's actually the first book, because Drizzt Do'Urden, he originates from the Underdark. He's a drow. He's a dark elf. I might actually be able to finish most of the basic sculpting today. Like we were like almost like three-fourths of the way in, almost. Maybe like 50% of the way in with the larger block out, and like the finer details will go by a bit faster. I can't think of any third-person MMO that has like a huge, expansive underground region. Like on the scale of like the Underdark. Oh yeah, Bleakreach. I felt like Bleakreach, there's too much lighting in Bleakreach. Like it wasn't dark enough. There's so much like glowy shit everywhere. It's you might as well just be like outside on the surface. Oh man, it's getting dark. I need to turn on the lights. One sec. is pretty cool, but felt underwhelming. Yeah, uh, it's been a long time since I've played Skyrim. I can't really remember how it was, but I remember I had fun with it. Like, it was cool at the time. I know for a lot of places, Bleak, what's it called again? Bleakreach? Yeah, Bleakreach. I know like a lot of people like Bleakreach. This is crazy. I feel like they really improved their terrain tools. Like before, I don't think they let you use masks. At least like way back in Unreal Engine 3 and early 4. I don't think masks were around then. At least either that or I was too much of a noob to understand how masks worked. You can't wait for games with voxel NPCs? That'd be interesting. They could have like a blob monster. You can have a blob monster made out of voxels, and then you can mine it. If you mine it, you deal damage to it, and then you can like craft things with its body parts. Okay, these areas I can probably do just like with a finer by. Better there. Catastrophic fail. I know, so for Unreal Engine, I know you can like write your own code and then you can just like import your code. So it's a lot. So if I had like a strong background in programming, which I don't, that's probably like one of the ways uh, I would be doing things. Instead of just doing everything in blueprints, I can probably like write my own code in C++, right? Right, Maddock? You can like write your own code in C++ and then import it to Unreal Engine. I think that's how That's how like most normal people do it. But right now I'm just like doing everything in blueprints. I mean, like people have made games that way. People have made games entirely in blueprinting. It is inherently slower. Like the code runs slower than if you actually learn, if you actually studied programming, because it has to go through like all these nodes and stuff. Whereas you can just like type something out and yeah. Yeah. Okay, just a few small areas left, and then we can start smoothing all of these super jagged areas out. And then after that, we get to do the fun part of actually adding in the nice little details that will really make this map pop. We were doing it earlier before, but yeah, I realized that you gotta start big and then slowly make your way down with the terrain geometry. Otherwise, it's gonna actually take forever. Let's go take a look at the rivers and how deep they actually are. The darker areas, I think that's where like another mm, yeah, those are probably shadows. That is another material that I made. But the shadows can help me like figure out where I want the deeper water. This looks like it's gonna be a big-ish lake right here, so it's probably gonna be fairly deep. Ah, the joys of programming. Programming is hard. Like yesterday I spent like almost the entire day just trying to figure out how to blend in the sand with the rest of the rest of the terrain material. Because sand is it's like locked in at a it's like locked in at a certain depth, right? You can't just like add it to your terrain material. It has to be reworked a bit differently compared to the rest of the layers. Because like if you have sand and then you just like add it into your layers, you're gonna get sand everywhere. Like it's gonna be on the slopes of everything. So I had to like specifically make sand only apply at a certain absolute world height instead of linearly interpolating or lerping with everything else. Like with programming, you can't like listen to podcasts or listen to music in the background while you're programming. Like you really gotta just like focus so hard just to like get stuff done. Like, oh God, how do I do this? And then you just have to just keep looking at your code and just like back tracing and referencing what you did previously to figure out how to move forward. Yeah. Okay, that's probably okay. Wait, there's still another area here. I was gonna say that's probably enough noise for now, and I can just like smooth everything down. But no, there's still an area here and an area here too. Once I smooth that down, that should average into like a flattish plane here. I got a message. Okay, I'm back. I wish I could move a bit faster, but this is as fast as the camera goes. The camera speed. Maybe I can like unlock the camera speed somehow. There's gotta be a way. Okay, I think I'm good. I think that's everything. No, wait. There's still this area here. Uh, okay, now we're good. Now we're good. There's that smooth brush. Is that the level of smooth that we want? Let's go to 0.2. Okay, 0.2 looks like it'll work. So Unreal Engine has like a cool way of adding in roads. I've seen like lots of videos where people just drag out a spline and then along that spline like a texture and terrain mesh deformation is applied. So I can just like drag roads just everywhere. That's probably what I'll do next after all of this. And then with the roads, I'll put in like placeholder markers for like cities. Um, and that's how I'll continue designing this area. Off stream, I'll probably figure out what the lore is behind this area, like what these pillars are for, what like the religion is, if there is a religion, what the local uh, fauna and flora look like, what the locals eat, etc. Fun stuff like that. Maybe I'll do some concept art in another stream. Actually, like this stream, I wanted to do some concept art. I was gonna like draw some flying, like some flying mobiles, like some planes or like some airships. Yeah, airships. That's the word. I was gonna draw some airships today, but I figured I needed to get the terrain done before I dive into the really fun stuff. This is nice, finally smoothing out all of these rough patches. And then like the details start coming out. So everywhere there is grass, grass equals like walkable terrain. So that's why I'm keeping an eye out for when I'm doing this. And I'm also trying to smooth out any really deep holes that people might fall into and then can't get out. So like here's one. Ugh. What's the most annoying part about map making, would you say? By the way, I think getting the scale right is the most annoying part. Like trying to figure out how big. I actually don't even know how big this map is in terms of real life scale. Uh, like math is not my strongest suit at all. And the way you create terrain, the way you generate the terrain mesh in Unreal Engine, um, I'm sure it's intuitive for like programmers and stuff. But I just want to like enter in like I don't know, like 10 by 10 kilometers, or like an example, like or like for this is probably like uh, definitely bigger than 10 by 10 kilometers. Um, but you know what I mean. You can't really do that with how Unreal Engine generates its terrain. You have to like enter in. You want you want like seven. What is it? I'll show you guys here. So if I press new, so when you generate a new landscape, you have to like choose the section size. All right, so like what is a section size? I had to go look that up. And I looked it up and I still don't know what it means. I know like one quad equals like 1 meter. So right now I have like 255 by 255 quads. Um, and then sections per component. I'm like, what? What's that? Number of components, overall resolution. Yeah, it's a bit unintuitive for people who don't understand how to like convert all of that into real world scale. So I just like went with it. I just like maxed out the numbers. And I was like, okay, this is big enough. This looks like a big enough map for what I intend to do. So that was definitely the most annoying part about making a map. Everything else so far has been gravy. Yeah, I definitely should watch. I I understand that I definitely need to go look into like landscape streaming. That's definitely high up there on my priority list of things to do. This looks like it could be something like imagine if you walked along here and then you walked up here and then there's like a outpost or like an encampment that you can like rest up and stock up on food and supplies, repair your gear. Yeah, it's crazy what they're doing. Gotta take a deeper dive into it myself. sort of like a plateau here. This could be like a place that you put a garrison or some sort of outpost. Maybe this is where all the prisoners go, or like this is like a scout's tower. So I'm like developing sort of like a lore as I go. And I think like the best kind of storytelling originates from the land itself. Like if you want to write a book, or if you want to like screencast some sort of movie, or come up with some sort of like fantasy lore for your Dungeons and Dragons, uh, good idea is to really know the lay of the land first. Like the textures here, right? They do look like pancakes, or like they look like ice cream or pancakes or whatever now, but obviously I'll change them. But if I didn't change them, like what would this mean in terms of lore? Like what kind of texture does this resemble? Is it like some sort of like white clay? And if so, uh, with like with the bowls, like the porcelain, would the porcelain be like super bright and very valuable here? Like they'd obviously like dig the stuff up and like make stuff with it. The houses, right? The houses, if they made bricks out of uh, the the clay, uh, you would have like white houses coming out of the mountains here, and that would look pretty cool. Instead of like red brick houses, you'd have white brick houses. This could be like a castle. A castle up here. Oh, I should use the flatten brush more often. That's pretty handy. Pretty handy. I might have to hop off stream for a bit later. I think my dog wants attention. Another thing I want to do here is, since this landscape is so big, I can break this up, I can break this land into different biomes. So I can have like the north side, or whatever side that side is, more cold, or I can have this area more deserty. Um, this area can be tropical. But I have to do it carefully because that kind of runs into kind of like a pet peeve of mine of MMOs. Like when you zoom out, like the whole land looks like a kaleidoscope of different biomes, and I'm not really a huge fan of that. I like to have my biomes make sense. So like higher elevations might be a bit cooler, so there might be snow higher up, but yeah, I guess that explains. Yeah, volcano, exactly. That's what we'll do. It's so satisfying just smoothing out all of this. It's like power washing porn. This middle area, I'll need to put some more work into. I think I might use the flatten brush and flatten some areas out. Ooh, there's definitely gonna be a few spots here and there that I miss. But that's okay. I'll get to them eventually. This is still very bumpy. I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with certain mountains and certain places. Realistic or stylized? Yeah, I'm still wondering that myself. I'll just have to. I want to come up with an art style that just looks good. Um, doesn't matter if it's realistic, or stylized. I just want the art to look good. It needs to look good, and then also not take up a whole bunch of time when I'm making it, because I can't spend forever just like sculpting like a suit of armor or something, like I used to do for my day job. Oh, almost there. This is one of those areas I missed. There's gonna be a lot of areas like this, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe I can turn this into something interesting. Irregularity is a good thing. Way like when this player comes across this, we're like, whoa, why is this terrain Why does it look horrible? I'll be like, oh yeah, I just missed a spot. But now I can like put something big here if I wanted to. This could be like a castle. It could be another castle. It's nothing but castles all the way down. It is 8 p.m. I want to get the rest of the smoothing done before I stop the stream, though. Then I can start something new next stream. Although I don't know if I can get all of the smoothing done. At least by the end of the stream. I should order some food, that's what I should do. Give me a sec. I'm gonna order dinner. Okay, ordered. Increase brush to max and smooth everything at once. This is at max. I'm at brush size 8,000. It's as far as it'll go. But I don't really want to have a massive brush and just like smooth everything evenly. I want to be selective about what I smooth. Otherwise, I would have just like went with the world machine route. Tried manually typing Saisun. Whoa! I didn't know you could do that. Well, well, well. You learn something new every day. Gosh, Rusty, how come you're so smart? So smart. Maybe we'll do like 12,000. 12,000 should be good for here. maybe that's a bit too big. Yeah, let's go back down to 10,000. Smoothing a bit too many details. Okay, guys, I'm probably gonna stop here. I might do the rest of the smoothing off stream later because I know it's pretty tedious watching this. Um, next stream, what? I kind of want to do some concepts for the airships. Just like kind of get some lore in here. Because now that we have sort of like the lay of the land, um, yeah, airships, and also like making some kind of prototype flying mechanic. Yes, airships. But for now, I think my dog wants attention. He's been pacing around looking at me for a while now. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. Have a good one. Till next stream.